Hello and welcome to the Wiretap Whisper Podcast, episode 17, presented by me, Sammy ASMR. If this is the first time you're watching a podcast episode or maybe listening to a podcast episode, this is a creator-focused series of podcast episodes where I sit down with other ASMR creators in the community and I talk to them all about their channel, their personal life, and just kind of everything in between, really. We try to keep it chill. Some episodes are filmed in whispered, some are soft-spoken. The nature of it with soft-spoken means that sometimes as the conversation goes on, we might get a little bit rowdy, so we apologize. But for the most part, we do try to keep it chill, try to keep it relaxing. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy the deep dive into my guest's life, I guess. And today we are joined by Aaron ASMR.
Hello, everybody.
I've got a quick summary of who Aaron is and what his channel is all about for those of you guys who maybe aren't familiar. So yeah, Aaron is an American creator. He has, I think, just as of today, hit 17,000 subscribers on YouTube, and he has just under 100 videos currently on his channel. I think 96 specifically, and he's been uploading now for just over a year, so quite a good chunk of time. And if I was to kind of summarize Aaron's content, he really does a bit of everything. But the main thing that stands out is it's very wholesome content. It's very real, and I guess we'll discover more of that as we go on. But that's a quick, boring summary of who Aaron is, and Aaron's going to give us a better one now. So for those people at home, Aaron, who are watching, who are you today?
I guess I would say that, I started the channel a year ago, and since then I finished undergrad and I'm in grad school for physical therapy right now. I have another 3 years left of that, so that's exciting. But I just picked up, we passed a year on July 6th, I believe.
Nice. Oh, okay. I like that. And obviously, guys, we'll explore all that in detail today. So the way that this is going to work, if you've never seen an episode before, is there is a past, a present, and a future section. We'll start with the past and make our way to the future. There'll be some crossover as we go, but for the most part, that's going to be the structure. Make yourself comfortable, and I hope you enjoy it. The first thing I kind of want to touch on, Aaron, is who was Aaron growing up? What type of kid were you, and like kind of what were your main passions as a kid that you can remember that stand out?
I grew up in like the smallest of small towns. Like my high school graduating class was 10 kids. So it
Wow.
was extremely small. Yeah, and
Okay.
I also had a huge family. I have 11 siblings. So my fun fact that I like to share is that I have more siblings than I do kids in my high school graduating class. It's just funny to share. And I just kind of grew up in a really small farm town, and uh, my best friends growing up were really just my family because you didn't really get to hang out with your friends.
Right. Yeah, because as you say, there's only 10 people in your class. I kind of relate to that
Yeah.
myself. I think we call it primary school in the UK, but I think is it elementary school, the one before middle school?
Yes.
Yeah, so my elementary school was kind of similar to your high school. I think there was about 10 people in my class as well, so it was a very small village. Um, I didn't have the big family like you, but it's kind of the same. And then things started to grow a bit as I went to what would be high school for you. So, yeah. So was there? I'm
Well,
guessing it's kind of one of these places where there's not much to do. Like,
there, there's literally nothing to do. It's literally just fields and woods for like my neighbors. The closest people to me were my grandma and my aunt and uncle. So
yeah.
it was literally just family. And then like elementary school, it was even smaller than that. Like I went to this like private like Catholic school growing up,
Uh huh.
and there was a class that only had 2 kids in it. It was 40 kids first through eighth grade.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't really get to meet or talk to people growing up.
That's crazy. So like how far is it from like the nearest big city?
An hour to like the nearest grocery store or hospital. It's over an hour.
Really? Oh, you
Yeah.
are right in the boonies then on my days. Yeah, because I mean, for me, it's like it's an hour to my nearest big city, but we do actually have like towns and stuff that are like close by. I mean, I live in a town now, so there's still supermarkets and there's a hospital within like 15 minutes, so it's not too bad. But you are actually right out in the sticks. So did you
Yeah,
learn? Go on.
we only have a gas station and a bar within 30 minutes.
Wow. Well, so
Yeah.
I'm guessing like, do you live on like a farm? Is that type of the vibe that's going on?
Yeah, my family lives on a farm, yeah.
Nice. So you probably learned like a lot of skills through that, like growing up and stuff, right?
No, I wasn't really into the farming
You didn't?
lifestyle.
No.
No, my older brothers did, but I wasn't really a big fan of it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't live there currently.
That's fair. So like, I guess like, I mean, what did you do? Did you have like video games? Did you like TV and stuff still?
We didn't really have like internet until I was about in high school, so I pretty much just played outside and used my imagination. I was the kid that like I would go find a stick and then I'd go play in the woods and pretend that I was like anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So I guess the next thing is, did you? I think from what you've said already, you've kind of moved away now. Did you go to college or have you been to college?
Yeah, I went to three different my freshman year. I went to I went to NAIA college just to play basketball, but then ended up not really liking it or the school either. So I transferred to the school I'm currently at, Mizzou, and then I went there for 2 years. And I currently am in grad school. I applied to get into grad school early, and I got accepted, which is awesome. So I'm technically a senior, but I'm in grad school.
Nice, nice. Because it's hard to follow because obviously the UK like education system is different and there's different terminologies and
Yeah.
stuff. So we won't go much into that. But you say, because normally I ask like what type of field, like what field of work are you involved with? So that's more,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like physical therapy. Is it called physical therapy in the UK
physical.
or is it
Yeah,
like
yeah.
physiotherapy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So like if someone got
Yeah.
injured in like a sport and event, you would like run on and assess the injury, like that type of thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's really
Yeah.
cool.
Well, that's like athletic trainer. PT, it's more like in a hospital setting.
Okay. All right, I see what
Yeah.
you're saying now. Right, okay. Because I actually wanted to do something similar, and it was kind of like 50-50 whether I do that. It was like a sports science degree in the UK,
Mm-hmm.
um, or I start to do like what was called like an apprenticeship in nuclear engineering. So that's what I ended up doing. So I nearly went down a similar route to you. I'm guessing you've always been like a big sports guy, right?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I didn't even know sports existed until eighth grade
Oh,
because my elementary school didn't have them. And then I just played it because my brother did in high school, and I got pretty good at it, I guess.
yeah. You said basketball, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you follow basketball like professionally? Is it like do you watch the NBA and stuff?
Yeah, the NBA is the only thing I follow. I
Mm-hmm.
don't really like college basketball that much.
No, because it's quite big though, isn't it? Like it's mental to me to like look at college basketball and like look at what it is and the crowds and stuff because we don't have anything like that in the UK.
Yeah, people follow college sports like crazy here.
Yeah,
And because there's like hundreds of teams, so it's like, it's wild.
yeah. What do you have like a favorite NBA team that you support?
Yeah, I watch, I have a favorite player, Kevin Durant, and then I pretty much just like whatever team he's
Wherever
on.
he's going, okay.
You have to do that in the NBA. You have to do that in the NBA. You don't like a team, you have to like players.
Well, it's funny you should say that because like I actually really enjoy basketball myself, but I didn't get into it like very late. I think because I'm like 25 now. I think I started watching basketball when I was like maybe 18, something like that. And then over
Mhm.
here, it's not that popular in the UK. So when you would hear of basketball, people would automatically go to like LeBron James or Kobe Bryant, and then within that they would be like,
Yeah.
okay, the Lakers. Like everyone would used to walk around with like Lakers jerseys on, thinking they're really cool, right? So what ended up
People
happening?
still do that here.
Yeah. So what ended up happening was I was like, oh, I'm gonna get into basketball. I'm gonna watch a game, and I was like, everyone's obsessed with the Lakers. I'll watch a Lakers game. So I ended up watching a Lakers game, and it was actually the Lakers versus the Clippers, who were also LA. And I
Hmm.
basically fell in love with the Los Angeles Clippers. They had a really good team at the time. They beat the Lakers that game that I watched, and I was like, actually, I want to root for these guys. Like no, like
Yeah.
I've never even heard of them before. And then it was the time where it was like Blake Griffin, Chris Paul, and DeAndre Jordan were on the team.
Yeah.
And like Blake Griffin was like it was like prime Blake Griffin with like dunks and all this, and I was like, okay, this is my guy. So it was kind of sad when he left. I've actually remained a Clippers
Yeah.
fan because I know he went to the Nets and now he's on. No, he went to the Pistons and now he's on the Nets, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah,
So you follow teams, not players.
yeah. I think that's. I think the modern
You're
way
a
though.
loyal fan.
Yeah, the modern way though is to follow players. Like I think more and more people are doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I really, really love NBA. It's hard because sometimes, especially LA, they're like 8 hours behind us. So if they have like a game that's like really late on at night, it's like 5 in the morning for me. So I normally just miss it. But
Yeah.
sometimes I have like a noon game, so I can normally watch that. But it's just timing it right. But yeah, I think that's enough about enough about basketball. um, normally at this point, I normally ask like, how did you come across ASMR? But before that, I was reading your YouTube bio, and it said I used to get ASMR from my teachers when I was in elementary school, or when they would read to the class. I want to kind of know more about that, like how. Yeah, explain that a bit more, please, because I'm really interested.
Yeah, so like whenever I remember in like first or second grade, and then like the teachers would be going over like the homework and the assignments and stuff,
Hmm.
and like it was just super relaxing to me, and I was getting like I was very relaxed from it and getting like the tingling feeling, and then whenever we got our homework, whenever she would go around and help the students like to make sure they were doing it right, I always like paid attention to her doing that,
Uh
and it was
huh.
giving me ASMR as well. So I developed a habit to where I would pretend like I didn't know an answer to a question, so that way they would help me because I was getting the ASMR from it, and I just enjoyed it a lot. And then I had no idea like what it was, and I was just like, "It's just anyone else like get this?" Is
Yeah.
like I didn't tell anybody about it, and then yeah, it just like it kept it was very similar things to the homework for years. Like I was doing that pretty much all the way till like eighth grade.
Wow. So you're like super susceptible to the tingles then? Because I didn't get anything like
Yeah,
that. But like there was a game that used to play when like you were a kid. It's like line dot dot, and then people would like draw a line on your back, and then they pull
yeah,
your hair at the end. And when they pull the hair, you like got shivers. Like that's the only
yeah,
ASMR experience I had. Um,
yeah.
so you experienced it quite early, but like you said, you probably didn't. I mean, you didn't know in that time that it was actually ASMR. So what
I
was
didn't know.
yes? What was that first actual experience of actual ASMR? How did that come about? I guess the first YouTube video you
So
watched, basically. Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing is it's also like even whenever I started watching YouTube to get ASMR, I was watching like just random like box opening videos or like those videos for kids where they like where they open up like the toys and like just the crinkling of the wrapper.
Yeah.
Like I would watch that to fall asleep because I didn't know what ASMR was. I was like, this works. I'm getting it from this. And then like I think like ASMR became like a huge thing, and then like a video was suggested. I can't even remember which video was. Oh, it was I think it's gentle whispering.
Okay.
That was the first ASMR artist I ever like listened to and watched, and yeah, that would be the first time
And how long
that I
ago was
actually
this?
knew it was a thing. That would have been probably sophomore, junior year of high school, so like 5 years ago or so.
5 years. Okay. Okay. So you've been in this. You've been like in the community for a while then. 'Cause I think I started watching
Yeah,
like 2018, something like that. Um.
yeah.
So, did you have like trouble sleeping? Did you, did you struggle, I guess, before you came across like proper ASMR? Did you struggle like mentally? Did you struggle with like anxiety or stress or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. But that's the thing is like I can't watch ASMR to fall asleep because I find it entertaining, and
Okay.
I have to like actually be completely like enveloped in it to get like the tingles and stuff like
Immersed,
that.
yeah.
So yeah, so I don't watch it to actually fall asleep.
No. But
I more watch it to just relax and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, because I ask this question to everyone that I get on, and most people kind of come across ASMR because they're searching things like, oh, relaxing videos to fall asleep to on YouTube, right? And then through that they find ASMR. So they kind of discover it and then lean on it to help them mentally. But I think for you is
Hmm.
you can't like you say, you can't watch it to fall asleep to because you're just too distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I watch it like just any like randomly throughout the day. I don't really watch it.
A day watcher. I like
Yeah.
that. Nice.
Yeah.
Do you? Because I mean, I used to. I mean, I don't watch it as much now, but because I finished my studies, like when I was doing my degree, I would always put it on in my ears, like no, like it had to be no talking if I was like
Yeah.
revising or studying. Do you do the same?
I've always wondered how like people do that. No, I don't,
No.
cause like I can't really listen to anything except for like maybe like I'll turn on like violin music or something, but
Okay.
I can't really listen to anything if I'm doing homework.
No. Yeah, it had to be no talking. Like if there was like whispers or like soft spoken voice, that would be too distracting. Um,
Yeah.
sometimes I would turn it off completely, but for the most part, it did help a lot. So then I guess like you know you kind of got invested in the scene from 2016, and obviously you started your channel I think June last year, right? So how did that come about? Did you always have plans to become like an ASMR creator? Like how did that come to fruition?
So early on in high school, I actually made like I've had like two YouTube channels in the past, not about ASMR, but it was like a gaming channel and
Okay.
then a vlog channel, which
Yeah.
none of them did well, but
Mm,
I just liked editing videos, and
it's
I
addictive.
enjoyed making videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like this last year I was with like COVID and everything, like I just had like nothing to do, and I just picked up a mic, and one of an ASM artist had one of those like my subscribers do ASMR,
Hmm.
and I reached out to her to give me the video, and I was like, hey, would you want to do a possible collab for like one of my first videos? It's like my birthday coming up. I don't really get to do anything, and she was
Uh-huh.
awesome and said yeah. So it was kind of a nice way to like jumpstart it
To
because
come
it
into
like
the
started
scene.
off with 300 subscribers. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was gonna
It gave,
ask, I was gonna
yeah.
ask about that later on. Like that was one of the questions I had, and we'll definitely touch on that more. And it's funny because like I've spoke to so many guests, and most of them actually started during COVID, and I call it like it's like the ASMR boom, like the baby boom, but it's like creator boom because everyone
Yeah.
just got that push from COVID. Like they were sitting
Yeah.
there doing nothing. It's like I may as well do it now. I've got all the time in the world. And it's great that it happened because obviously there's some really great creators like yourself that entered the scene that maybe wouldn't have done in a normal world. So even though it's a hard time, I guess every cloud has a silver lining, right? Did
Yeah.
did you have any, I guess uh did you have any people inside the community, uh what am I trying to say? I know. Did you have any early expectations, I guess, going into it? Was it just kind of like, oh, I've already done these two channels. Again, this one's just going to be for fun, or did you want to try and take it like really seriously, or did you not put that pressure on yourself?
No, I definitely did, like right off the bat. Which is kind of why early on, like I wanted to put a lot into it because I wanted it to actually be successful, and I didn't have any real equipment at the time. And I'm the type of person that like if I made a video and I like editing it, I want it to look as professional as possible.
Yeah,
So I was trying to get my hands on like pretty decent equipment early on because I knew that that's also like I was gonna enjoy it more if I can make videos that I was proud of as well.
yeah. No, I get that. I had a similar. like thought process as well going into it. And it's funny, like, I think about that now, and then like I look at my first video compared to now, and like the quality is like so much better. But at the time, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going into this with like good quality, and I'm like, no, it was,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. What I was trying to say before, I was getting confused with two questions. The other question is, did you have anyone, I guess, inside the community that inspired you to create your own channel, and I guess outside the community, or maybe a family member that pushed you and said, no, you can do this, you can do this?
I was only watching about like 4 or 5 ASMR artists at first, and really like Cynthia Henry ASMR. She's the one that like I got to do a collab with like early on, which was it was very encouraging.
Yeah.
And then I would say like I don't know, just watching. I started seeing like smaller creators and stuff like that, and it was just kind of like I only ever knew about like these huge ones, and I'm just like, well, I'm never gonna be that, so there's no way.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just nice to see like with Cynthia Henry, she's a smaller creator, and she was like willing to reach out and help
Yeah.
me, and it was pretty uh, encouraging. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's nice when you get people like that, especially when you're first starting out. I think you're probably like a bit scared to talk to people, right? Again, you don't want to bother them, and you don't want to seem like a noob,
Hmm.
for want of a better word.
Yeah.
So it's really nice when them people, and I always try to do that as a creator now. I've been in the scene for like over a year myself, so it's kind of like I always try to offer help where I can, because
Yeah.
I know how big, like, steep of a learning curve it is if you've never done editing or any like audio stuff before. It is really a learning process.
Yeah, it is. And for the family question, I didn't tell anyone I knew that I was making the channel except for like one person for probably like the first 3 or 4 months, and then I was like, okay, I'll start sharing it now. The family, they obviously didn't mind. They're in my videos and they love doing them.
Yeah.
But I was just a little nervous to share it with friends. It's hard to explain
No.
for people that don't understand it or know what it is.
Yeah, it for sure. And even just like as a viewer, it's kind of like you try to keep it secret anyway. Just when you're just watching ASMR yourself.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like this guilty pleasure that you're just like, how do I explain this to
yeah,
someone?
exactly.
And it really shouldn't have that. It shouldn't have that stigma. But I think it's just because it's so different, and it looks kind of weird from the outside. But at the end of the day,
Yeah,
it's just people, for the most part. It's people watching these videos that really help them with their mental health problems. Whether it's insomnia or depression or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's a beautiful thing at the end of the day.
it is. Yeah,
And I guess that kind of concludes what I call the past section. The present section is also going to sound like the past, but it's like basically when I say the past, it's like pre-channel basically. So moving on to the present. For this section, I normally basically put your channel under the spotlight a bit. Look at your videos from the start. Look at some trends, patterns, things like that, stats. Which normally we try to not look at them because it can be quite stressful. But your first video is titled "I Try ASMR," which is a good title. I really missed the ball with my first video, because I feel like that's a good title for the first video. Or some people normally just put "doing ASMR for the first time" or "my first ASMR video." And I
yeah,
didn't put anything like that. Kind of regret it. But because people like that, right? People like that stuff
yeah.
to see, or like, oh,
They
this,
want like the new people that,
yeah,
yeah,
this guy's trying ASMR for the first time. I'm gonna click that. So it's
yeah,
got 7.6 thousand views, which is, I think, that's a lot for a first video. I know, as you grow, people always go back to that first video and watch it. So I'm guessing that's just kind of grew over time. But what was the
yeah,
first response like to that video? Did you get more people viewing than what you expected?
yeah. Actually, it it hit like 200-300 within the first day, and at that time, that
That's
was the
really good.
most any video I've ever made had. So,
Yeah.
and it was really cool to see the comments and all that stuff. It was also very encouraging because it's like, oh, okay, people do want to watch it. It doesn't matter that people don't know who you are yet. People are gonna find your videos.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like 200, 300 views on the first day that's mad. And it is, and it's like I feel like you went about it the right way, with the title and stuff like that. Because like we said, like people want to see that,
Yeah, that's a searched title, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do this.
Yeah, no, really good. And honestly, I was like looking at all your first videos, and they've all got really good views for like starting out. Because normally you see like people have like a couple of hundred views in the first couple of videos, but like all yours were like, like 2, 3, 4,000, whatever. Your third video, which we kind of already touched on, was a collab, which was I was shocked by. Like you don't really see that like so early on. And like you mentioned, it was a girl called Cynthia Henry ASMR, right? How did that come about so early? I know you kind of touched on it, but if you could do that once again.
Yeah, so she's like a cousin, I believe, of Clary ASMR, and she did ASMR videos with her. She's a much bigger channel.
Okay.
And then Cynthia Henry created a channel from that, and a couple months into her channel, she did one of the My Subscribers Do ASMR,
Mm-hmm.
and I sent in a video and I messaged her on Instagram. I was like, "Hey, I'm turning 21 this year. Uh, I don't really get to celebrate it because of COVID. I think it'd be really cool if we got to do a collab to add, a little bit more like guilt in it."
Okay.
And then, but she was like super awesome, and we've done a couple of collabs since then, and she was just
Yeah,
really
you have.
like she had no problem starting it off,
No, that's
and she even posted the video on her channel, which was really awesome.
yeah. Because I'm guessing you had a lot of people that transitioned over from that to you, which right at the start really does
Yeah,
help. Um,
yeah.
so we love Cynthia. Is she still creating videos like today?
She is still making videos, but I think she's on like a bit of a break right now. She's slowed down with her like production of videos.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean that happens, doesn't it? It's just life, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Did you have any other creators reaching out, like supporting you from the start, or was it just mainly her?
It was mainly her for the first probably like 6 or 7 months, and then like other creators, which I've done collabs with as well, have like had reached out, and I'd reached out to a few of them as well.
Because I think you're friends with like Till You Sleep, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're actually going to be doing a collab soon. Yeah,
I've seen you guys do a couple. I think you've already done one, right?
I don't
You know, you
think
never
so.
done one?
No,
I felt like for some reason I
no.
thought you had, but there we go. I'm making it up.
Yeah,
No, I think I always just say like she comments on your stuff and vice versa and stuff like that. So it's
yeah,
nice to see the support. Yeah. So I kind of like as I was going on, like I was like quite shocked because your early videos were doing really well in terms of views. But your first video to break 10,000 views was your friend video titled "My Friend Tries ASMR for the First Time." How did this video do when it first went live? Because like I say, these normally get inflated over the time, but was that a significant increase to what you'd uploaded previously?
yeah. It definitely was. That video grew quite a few views pretty quickly. I think it's probably at like 5, 6 thousand views within that first like few days or a
Mm-hmm.
week or so,
It's really
which
good.
that was new. I hadn't had that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like this is the start of the trend that we're going to talk about with your channel, um, which involves other people on your videos, which I think's obviously a big theme for you. Are you someone yourself who would watch a video like this?
No.
No,
I like
that's
I
fine.
enjoy I definitely can't watch like my own videos if is that what you're meaning?
No, I mean, like, would you? So, if another creator, I mean, I guess it doesn't need to be a creator that you'd normally follow, but if an ASMR video came up on your feed and it was like, my friend does ASMR, would you watch a video
Oh.
like that?
Okay, yes. Those
Okay.
those are some of my
I
favorite
was gonna
videos.
say.
Yeah, those are I still watch those videos. Yeah.
Okay, good. What is it about it that you enjoy about it?
I just like people like when people aren't like professional at it or like used to doing it, they like come up and do stuff in a very different way. And it's just kind of nice to see a variety of like people doing it. Cause like what I would think is a normal sound or a good trigger to do, somebody else might do
Mm-hmm.
something that like you wouldn't even think of.
Yeah,
And
it's
just them being just the newness of it for them.
yeah, it's intriguing, isn't it? And I feel like that's the beauty of ASMR in general, right? Because like, everyone's their own different person, and I feel like as long as you can bring your own personality to a video, that's gonna make it unique from someone else.
Yeah.
Even if you're doing a classic like tapping scratching video, just by applying your own personality to it is gonna do wonders. So yeah, I definitely feel that, and obviously it works for you. um,
Yeah.
so so from that point, you've done another. Uh, I guess I should ask probably before we move on. How did how did that come about? Like asking your friend to do that video.
Yeah, so she was the one of the first people that I like told about my channel and like stuff like that.
Okay.
And I asked her if she wanted to do it, and she was really open to doing it. So it just kind of worked out. And then she also did a few other videos with me as well. Everyone that I've asked to do it, like they've been a little hesitant at first because pretty much everyone besides a few of my family members, they don't watch ASMR and they never knew what it was. So
Mm-hmm.
they were really just kind of winging it.
Yeah. Yeah. So she took some convincing at first, is what you're saying.
Y- Yeah.
Yeah. Did I mean I'm guessing like after the video done quite well, I'm guessing she was like quite pleased about it.
Yeah, and she enjoyed reading the comments about herself too.
Little burst of fame, like, because I mean at that
Yeah.
point, right? That was like, that was your best ever video. So I guess she was kind of like teasing you, like, you need me on more and stuff like this.
Yeah, yeah.
So what I was gonna say before was, you done another collab with Cynthia, which actually got 16,000 views this time. Again, really, really amazing views. You done another friend video, which has 27,000 views, and then you done a video ASMR with my brother, which has 72,000 views, which is a big significant increase in views
Wow,
from
I didn't
from
even know that.
from your previous from your previous one. And I alluded to, it's very evident like that your collab work, stands out from the rest, whether it's a friend, whether it's another ASMR artist, which I think normally when I look at channels and I see they've done a collab video, not all the time, but like most of the time, if it's like a one-on-one collab, normally them videos don't do as well. That's what I've noticed
Yeah.
personally. I don't know if you've seen that either, but obviously in your
Hmm.
case, it's the opposite. They've obviously done, like, they do really well. So why do you think? Yeah, why do you think that is for you? What makes it work so well?
I definitely don't know. I'm assuming that it's probably because like since I was doing those type of collabs early on, a lot of the subscribers are very interested in those types of videos.
Mm-hmm.
So with them like wanting to watch it, it helps it like early on, and then which probably makes it suggest to other people. So I imagine that that's probably what it is.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
I think my fan base is just really into that type of a thing.
yeah, no, that's good. It's like you found your niche, your thing, right? Which is some people don't, so that's really special. I mean, I was gonna ask about your brother. Like, what was your brother's response when you asked him to film that video? I'm guessing it was like similar to your friend, but I guess I I mean, are you close with your brother, or that with that brother in particular?
He actually was very excited to do it. He's one of the
Oh,
two
okay.
or three of my family members that do watch ASMR, so he was wanting to do one actually,
Mm,
and he's since then made his channel and been on several of my
yeah.
videos. Subscribers definitely love him.
Oh, so so he's got his own
Um,
channel as well.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's
and
nice.
he's already at like probably almost 4,000 subscribers, and he's only had it for a month. I'm just
Wow.
like, wow. Yeah, people love. I feel like people love like younger kids attempting to do ASMR. I feel
There
like that's a huge,
there is a big audience for that for sure. Yeah.
yeah. And
Because
then
I mean, as a kid, if you think about it, like I guess it can be quite daunting watching, like, someone like me who's 25, doing the video. You're probably not going to feel comfortable watching that, but you would feel comfortable with someone else
yeah,
your age. So it's really nice.
yeah, and I think it's a lot more like more common with like
Right.
younger people as
Mm-hmm.
well because it's
For
been
sure.
made like more of a thing.
Yeah. Oh, I love that for him. That's really good.
Yeah.
One day he's gonna overtake you.
He will. No, I already know he will.
That's so
I
funny.
told him it's okay. I told him it's okay as long as he shouts me out a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you put him on that pedestal, like, you know, he owes you one for sure. And does he like?
Yeah.
I mean, does he tease you about like how, like, again with your friend, like, because like I said, that was a big bump up in views. I'm guessing he was like loving the spotlight and stuff. Obviously, yeah,
Yeah, he definitely was. He wasn't teasing at all though. He was just like, "Let's make another one. Let's make
it's
another one."
just
Like
yeah.
even like he messaged me a few days ago and like, "Let's make another video." I'm like, "This is adorable."
No,
It's a nice bonding experience, I guess.
well, that's what I said at the start, right? When I done the summary, I said it was, you do a bit of everything, but for the most part, it's quite wholesome. Is the word I used. And it definitely is. And I mean, after that, you done another video with your brother that has 42,000 views. And then I always talk about with my guests, I have to talk about, their most popular video to date. So for you, that is a video titled ASMR with my family. Nice and simple. Just a simple little video, except it's got 200,000 views. That's crazy. Talk me through the process of that video coming to fruition. How did that come about?
It it was a really actually like long process because I had to like from where I live, I hauled like my equipment down there, and then it's like in the middle of nowhere, and it was just during so for our like family like holidays and stuff, all of our families get together, and I believe that was either Thanksgiving or Christmas of last year. I'm not sure which holiday. I kind of forget the time frame,
I don't
but
know off the top of my
like
head. Yeah.
everyone was a yeah, everyone was there, and I was just like, hey, I'm gonna pull them in one by one, and I'm gonna have them film almost half of them were it was very difficult to convince them to do because like they were had no idea what they were doing,
Uh
but
huh.
it worked out and they did really really well,
Did
and they
you?
even joined me for a second time.
Yeah, see, and I mean that's got amazing views as well. Did you give them like coaching sessions beforehand to like, okay, this is kind of what you need
Yeah,
to do? How did that happen?
yeah, like I picked out their items because they didn't know what to do or like what they wanted to pick out. So I picked out a majority of their items, except for the ones that already knew how to do and what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of just told them like, this is some of the sounds you can make, and I'll just make like any sound you can think of, just do that.
Uh
Because like
huh.
I said, it's better if they're like creating the idea rather than me telling them
Themselves.
what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure, that's the best way. Because I mean, before I clicked on the video, I was like, oh, how is he gonna do this? Because you had the camera and the mic set up, and then they would just take turns right at the station that you'd set
Yeah.
up. I think that was a good way of doing
Yeah.
it.
So yeah, because I was like, I did it because I knew that if we had all 10 of them in there in the same room, it's going to be incredibly loud anyway, and everyone's just going to laugh because they're going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'll do one at a time, and then I'll just sit behind the camera and make sure that they're like comfortable. And I'm like, hey, like it's not live. Everyone, for some reason, they think that like because they're on a camera, that like everyone's going to see what they're doing. But it's like, I'm going to edit out anything that you don't want in it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that. I do. Did oh my god. What was I gonna say? Did you ever think that video, would blow up in the way that it did? Like um maybe you thought it was gonna do well, but I'm guessing you probably didn't expect it to do that well.
Oh yeah, I was expecting like 20,000 views like at most. In no way did I expect it to not only do really well, but like it's continuing to do well. Like people still are watching it just as much as not just as much, but probably just as much as most of my other videos.
Yeah. Do you know like how many views you're still getting from that video? Like every four, because on YouTube Studio it shows you like your last 48 hours, right? Do you know how many views you're getting still?
hmm I do not, but I'm actually interested, so I'll check really
You check
quickly.
that now, yeah, definitely go for it. I always found that interesting, especially with like bigger creators, because it must be incredible. Because I've got a video of mine that done quite well a couple of months ago, and that one still gets like 500 views every 40 hours, which to me is a lot. Um,
That is wild.
I'm guessing it's more than that though for you. I'm guessing it's like a couple of maybe like 1,000 every 2 days, something like that.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now we can see it. Go to analytics. Yeah, it's gotten 1,300 in the last 2 days, so
Oh, there
probably
you
about
go.
700 a day, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's insane. That's insane. I love it. No, I do. And I was gonna ask like what makes it so special. What made that video so special for it to be your highest viewed one? But I think it's obvious. I think people are just intrigued by other people doing ASMR that are not used to it, and then the fact that you had your whole family doing it is just such a pull for viewers,
Yeah.
and obviously you guys are very close knit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that helps, and I think that that closeness of you all, really helped both of them videos. I don't know what the other one's on in terms of views, but I know both of them are very
I
good.
just looked. It's like 153, I think.
150, wow, it's insane. Like I guess there's a part of you that's just like, should I just do family videos all the time?
Yeah. See, that's actually one of the almost concerns that I had with them doing so well. It's just like I am not going to be able to make them all the time because they're only when I go home. So I was just like, I was hoping that people would come to my channel because of those videos, but enjoy my
Other
content
ones, yeah,
regardless of the video.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you're still doing very well. I know it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard when you get like a pop off video like that to know to not compare your other ones to it. But
Hmm.
I think you should just focus on the achievement of that one, because that's insane to get 6 figures anyway, just to break the 100,000 view mark. But to get
Yeah.
200,000 is mental. And I guess this kind of leads on to the next question now, which is like, is there a demand from your audience now to do more ASMR with others? Not, I guess maybe not not specifically your family, but just other people. Like, do you get a lot of comments to say, "Oh, do this with your friend again," or "Do this with another creator," or
Yeah, early on, like whenever I was posting those videos, especially the family videos, I was getting, and I still do get requests to do more videos with specific siblings or all of them again.
Mhm.
And I'm sure I will eventually make more videos with them. But yeah, there's still definitely a demand, but it's calmed it down a little bit since it's been like half a year since the last ASMR with family almost.
No, that's good, because I was worried about that, because people can sometimes be just like too over the top with the pressure. Because
Hmm.
are they your personal favorite videos to film with like other people?
I enjoy them because they're the ones that like I actually can get ASMR from while editing it, because like I don't get it from my own voice or what
Right.
I do. I get it from watching like the other people do it. So I do enjoy doing them, and they're fun and everything. I like doing the videos where it's like a whole lot of editing and thought process and like script writing and stuff like that. Those are the ones where I get to put a lot of like
Yeah.
creativity into them, are the ones that are my favorite.
Yeah. No, I get that. Especially if you've just got like a big creative itch that you need to scratch, right?
Yeah.
No, for sure, for sure. But then the flip side of that is, sometimes you do a video like that, you produce it, you edit it, and you're like, okay, this is a banger, and then it just doesn't do as well
Yeah.
as you want it to, and it's just like it's
Yeah, and
just a
it's like
knife to the
the
heart. Yeah.
yeah. The videos I just put people in front of the camera, edit, just cut out the stuff I don't want, and upload. People
That's
watch
it.
it 200,000 times.
Yeah. No. That's just that's just the way it works sometimes. Like I said at the start, you do a wide variety of content. I know we focused on more of your collab stuff and your family stuff. Because do you struggle for ideas? Because you've done friends, family, you've done ASMR in school, you've done ASMR in a shop. Like, have you got like a backlog of ideas, a short list, or is it a struggle to keep going?
I have like I get distracted by like because I come up like I have an idea for a video and I'm like, wait, this is a better one. Let's do this one first. So I have like a ton of video ideas that I want to do. I just get distracted by like certain ones that I'm like, oh no, I'll do this one first. So yeah, I have plenty of video ideas, but I just need the time to do them.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good though, because I think sometimes we can just run out. And you often see like other creators, do like an Instagram post where it's like, oh, give me ideas for future videos and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm glad you're not struggling, because like I say, you do a wide range of stuff, and obviously you put a lot of thought process into it. because even again, like you done a video in like a supermarket, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and I think that one had like 20,000 views or something as well. So they clearly do well. What's been your biggest struggle with content creation, do you think? I know it's a big one.
I would
It's a big question.
say, yeah, that is a big question. I would say just continuing to like, I always do feel like I need to top like whatever video I just did. I'm like, I need to top it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like as you said, it's sometimes those videos that you put a lot of editing and work into that don't do as well as the simple ones. Um, that's kind of more of what I would say that the biggest or only struggle that I have is really it's like in those videos that do really well, I don't feel like I get like the creative itch out. So I want to make like the videos that require the fancy equipment that like I bought and have and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah. No, I think there's
whereas those
yeah.
the ones in like public, it's literally just one mic and my camera. So it's like I'm not getting the creative itch out. I'm just making a video that I know people will like.
We'll do, yeah. And I think we can a lot of the time be our own, worst enemy in that sense, right?
Yeah.
And then you start looking at stats and like, oh, this video is a 10 out of 10, and it's like, oh, there's nothing worse than seeing that 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
For those of you guys that don't know, that sounds like a good thing. It's actually a bad thing. YouTube like ranks your last 10 videos, and if it's a 1 out of 10, it's actually your best out of the last 10. But if it's a 10 out of 10, it's the worst. So that's where that comes from. It's never nice seeing them grey, dulled out downwards arrows. Never good.
Yeah, you keep an eye on it for the first 30 minutes until the stats come through and you're like, no.
Yeah. This next bullet point of stuff, which I've already asked you one part of it, is kind of loaded questions, but I'll give you a best shot. So, I think like when people think of ASMR, and you look at the creators that are in the ASMR space, it's predominantly females, right? And I think when you think about it even more, I think people that view ASMR tend to go to females in general because they're just generally or stereotypically more endearing, more comforting than males, right? So I feel like if you're a girl watcher, then you're kind of going to go to girls for that. And then if you're a male watcher, you might go to the same. You might go to the fact that, okay, well, this girl's actually pretty good looking, and I want this girl to send me to sleep. So it's hard, right? It's hard being a male creator. What are your opinions on male creators in general? Do we have it hard? Is it a struggle?
Yeah, I would say like I guess there's a little bit more like difficulty or pressure for like a male ASMR artist to like succeed because if you look at it, it's like most of the big male ASMR creators are like extremely high quality edited videos.
Oh, yeah.
Like ASMR Zeitgeist.
Yeah, that was the one that is thinking
So
of
much
as well. Yeah.
So much money goes into like his videos and creation, and like it's just such a high standard because like there are some like bigger ASMR artists that just do like your regular videos, but like they're usually not quite as big as the female creators that do the similar videos.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely like a benchmark, and he's at the top. Like I always call him like the Willy Wonka of ASMR because like what he does with ASMR is like what Willy Wonka does with chocolate and candy, right? So it's insane. And I think of other great ASMR artists, male ones like Atlas. His videos are really highly well produced. But I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't. That's not the be all and end all. There's plenty of lo-fi channels out there that do really well as well, both females and males. So, I think the demand's less. I think, but at the same time, obviously, the male space isn't as saturated as the female space. So there's like that side of the coin as well. but I feel like when people think of ASMR, outside of the community, I don't know if you follow like the Twitch ASMR community, but there was a big scandal recently where these Twitch e-girls were taking ASMR and making it a bad rep, and they were doing all
Yeah.
sorts of things on camera.
Yeah.
And again, when people see that, they just think, oh, it's a female driven thing, right? And obviously, there's males in there as well. And I know actually through that a lot of male Twitch streamers got some toxic messages in their chats to say like, oh, you're not a female, like why aren't you doing this and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
but I feel like at the same time, I'm complaining about this, but for 99% of the real world, females get it more harder than the males. So it's kind of like we're gonna have to lie.
I'll bite the bullet. Yeah.
We're gonna have to lie with this one. But if you're watching and you're a male, like, do it. Just do it. Don't worry about the fact that you're a male. I think more male creators need to come into the space for sure. And there's definitely a space for them. Do you watch any male creators yourself?
Majority. I used to watch mostly female because that's all I was like found at first as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pretty much like I don't watch too much now, but like the main creator that like I would say that I watch his name is Jisoo Sentiment or Jisoo ASMR.
Okay.
His videos are like really well edited, and I don't know, I enjoy them too. They're almost like they're like like he's vulgar almost, but he also does like skits and scripts and like role plays and stuff
Funny
like
with
pretty
it,
much for every video. Yeah, and it's relaxing, and and he's funny. Yeah. But he's probably like the main one that I consistently watch like every video.
Yeah. I actually for the most part don't I guess don't religiously watch any male creators. It's just a personal choice. And I know everyone has their own choices. But yeah, I don't. What do you have an idea? I don't know if you've looked again. It's another stat, but do you have an idea of your your gender split for your audience? So I think I have like a high male audience actually when I'm thinking about it.
I am not sure. I think for some reason I'm thinking it's like 60-40 or something like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Like 60 females, but I don't know that I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah. Because I know for the most part, like female creators, they're like it's like normally like 80% male, like 20% female. But I just found it curious to see what your channel was
okay,
like.
it is. Yeah, it's 62% female, 37% male.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Because I know I see like on Twitter like girl ASMR is still tweeting. I'm like, and they're like, oh, I wish my male female audience was bigger and stuff like this, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's the one thing as male creators have in that sense. But yeah, I just find it interesting to talk about stuff like that. But yeah, I guess that kind of concludes the big ASMR chat for now. I'll come back to it in a second, but I kind of wanted to know who Aaron was outside of ASMR. What are you doing in terms of hobbies, work, studies, all that jazz? What are you doing?
I actually like have calmed down with like I don't have too much now with like I just finished off my first summer semester of physical therapy school. It kicks back up in like a week or so. But outside of that, I really just kind of I just make videos or like I really only like work out or play this video game called League of Legends. That's pretty much the only habits or hobbies that I have.
Let's talk League of Legends. Let's talk League of Legends for a
Yeah.
second. Do you do you watch League of Legends as well?
Yeah, that's pretty much all I watch like
Aaron,
every day.
why haven't we talked about this already? So fun fact, I actually don't play. I've never played League of Legends once, but I love watching Pro League of Legends. I got
It's an extremely difficult.
Yeah.
It's such a difficult game to play. Like I hated it for the first 4 months of playing it because it was so hard. It
looks
such a
really hard
game
to
pick
play.
up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So do you watch?
but I've gotten pretty good at it.
Do you watch the LCS?
I watch Euro. G2 is my favorite team.
How is weird is that? So like I'm in Europe, but I watch the LCS, and you're in America, but you watch the LEC.
Yeah.
So the way I got into League, because I'm a big like esports fan, so I followed 100 Thieves. I don't know if you know who they are. They're like an esports organization in America.
Hmm.
And in 2018, when the LCS League, when the North American League became franchised, they ended up getting a franchise spot. So I was like kind of already following them. And then they started playing this game, League of Legends, which was new to me, and I just started watching their matches because I was a fan of the team in general, because they had other teams in other video games,
Yeah.
and then since then I've just watched it ever since. It's just really addictive to watch, and now at
It
this point
is.
I can kind of like I'm like 80% there on knowing what's exactly happening. I would never get the other 20% because I've never played it. But
Yep.
I've got a good grasp on the game now, and it's really fun.
Yeah,
So
you if you picked up the game, you'd probably get a hang of it pretty quickly because
I think I
watching it and knowing what's actually supposed to go on is like the hardest part.
yeah. How did you end up following like the European League then instead of the North American one? What's that story?
I think so like in the game, like everyone has it's like Faker, he's like the best League of Legends player apparently of all time,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone just like makes the joke like on YouTube as well. And I was just like, I want to look up who that is. And then I started realizing there was pro League of Legends, and I started that first year of me playing. I only started playing a year and a half ago or so,
Okay.
and then I watched Worlds. I watched Worlds, and G2 was in it. They ended up losing, I think. They didn't win. I know they didn't win, but I was just watching G2 and I ended up watching Caps.
Cap's so
He's
good.
G2's mid laner, and
Yeah.
then Yankos, which is the
The
jungler.
jungler,
And I
yeah.
like those are the two of the streamers that I watch like a lot. And so I'm just kind of follow them, and I'm pretty big fans of the team now.
I like that. No, G2, I mean, G2 are
Uh,
really popular. I don't know what year you watched it, but in 2019 they got to the final. They got beat by a Chinese team. Uh,
yep, I think it was that. Yeah,
yeah, their mid laner was absolutely nuts. That's like the whole tournament, but like even the final series, he done really well. Um,
yeah,
but I mean, I still watch some LAC stuff like so I know I know who the players are for the most part if they're on like the top teams. I like Reckless. I'm a big Reckless fan.
yeah,
He's a cool. He looks like a cool guy, but actually, when he talks, he's like really down to earth and he knows his stuff. So I
yeah,
like that about him.
yeah.
Uh,
He's new to the team. Like, wasn't it last year, right?
yeah, so he was on Fnatic for a good couple of years, and then I think
Yeah,
G2 are just like always known for putting super teams together. And he was like the
yeah,
best. He was like the best AD carry, right? So
yeah.
they finally got him. What position do you play yourself?
I'm a I'm a mid
You're
laner.
a mid laner as well. What are your favorite
Yeah,
champions?
I play Talon and Akali.
Talon
I
and
just started picking
Akali.
them up. Yeah, I just picked them up, and they're pretty. Because I was trying to find champions that I could carry on. Because like I do well most games, but I'm not. I'm like gold, and like so I started
Okay.
picking up an AP champion and an AD champion, and those are pretty hard carry champions, and I've
Yeah.
been doing pretty well since then.
Because I feel like Akali gets played a lot in pro play, but I don't think I've ever seen Talon get played in pro play before.
No, he doesn't have much like CC or like crowd control or anything like that. He's just
Yeah.
he's really easy to roam with, so like you can help your other lanes out, which is why he's such a good
It's
like
better to use
solo
in
queue
solo queue, right?
champion.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
Yeah.
of. Yeah, that's nice. I don't know what I don't know if I don't know what role I would do if I played. 'Cause I feel like
I would always start out play support to start out. That's what I did because
it's
you don't have
easy.
to worry about like
Yeah.
CSing or anything like that. You just keep your laner alive and you keep your team alive. It's the easiest way to learn the game.
Yeah. I know, but you think of like all the support champions that get played, and like none of them are like cool. You know what I mean? Like you look at the champions,
Yeah,
like
I mean support's not a fun.
they're always like AD carries
Yeah.
that are like the cool ones, or like a top laner. Like
y- Yeah, no, they're not the most like flashy role for sure, but like the mage supports, they're actually fun because
hmm
you have to like land skill shots and stuff.
or like
Lux is
Lulu and
probably like
stuff.
I think yeah, I think Lux is like the number one like fan favorite like champion ever,
And
and she's can
I've
play
heard she's
support.
easy to play as well.
Oh, she's very easy to play. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Say this is it. I didn't expect you to be a League of Legends fan, but there we go. I like that because I mean playoffs are starting this weekend, right? So I guess you'd be hyped to watch that.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
their first is the 14th, I think.
yeah, G2 play Mad Lions, right?
Yep,
I think that's going to be a good series because Mad
I think so
Mad
too.
was first in Spring Split, but I don't think they've been as good this split. But I mean, I
Yeah.
think G2 have been subpar as well, but I think they've been finding their own a little bit recently. So I think that's going
Yeah,
to be.
they were going downhill for a little bit, but they went on like a 6-7 game win streak to end it, so I think
Yeah,
they'll be okay.
they've just got really good players in the positions, right? So it was kind of like they're always going to be good again. It was just a question of like when rather than if, right?
Hmm.
Wow.
Wait, I have a question for you. What's your favorite role to watch? Like, do you like top lane jungle?
What
What?
what do I mean I never watch like because you can watch pro view, right, where you just watch like that certain pro rather than like
Hmm.
the whole game. Um I don't like I feel like when I'm watching like there's always something going on in bot lane, like that bot lane 2v2.
Yeah,
That's normally fun
it's a
to watch.
fiesta. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I would say that, to be honest, because then I mean after that you kind of get like top lane ganks and stuff like that, but then you just start getting into team fights, right, as the game goes on.
Hmm.
So I mean, yeah, my team 100 Thieves, we've got a big series actually this weekend on Saturday. We play Evil Geniuses, and basically the winner goes qualifies for World Championships. So it's a big one. It's a big one. So I'm excited to watch that. Yeah. If it goes the distance, it'll be like it'd be like 2 a.m. So it's gonna be, hopefully it's not a late
Oh
night.
wow.
Hopefully it's not a late night for me. First game starts at like 10 p.m. my time, so it could go all the way to like 3 by the time the fifth
Oh
game's
no.
finished. Yeah, it might be a late one, but I'll definitely stay up and watch it because those are my boys. But that's amazing. Because I mean, there's like tutorials and stuff in the game, right? Like you can play against like the computer, like the AI.
Yeah, there are tutorials. They're not accurate at all towards what the real game is, but yeah, there's
No,
tutorials.
but it helps you like mechanics and movement and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, which is also why I hated the game at first, is because the mechanics are so difficult
Yeah, it looks.
for like, because it's not like any other game, so it's hard to like compare it to anything because it's literally you don't move or click anything like any other game.
No. And for me as well, I've always been a big console gamer, so I've never played games on a keyboard and mouse. So I feel like I would be an absolute
Yep.
burger on a keyboard and mouse. Like,
Yeah, I only ever played like Call of Duty, and then I stopped for like 5 years, and then I picked up League of Legends, and now I'm obsessed with it again.
yeah, I know it's a very obsessive game, which is kind of like why I haven't got into it because I've got like an addictive personality, so I know I'd get addicted to it.
Yeah.
But I'm happy just watching it for now. So good though, honestly. If you enjoy sports and you don't mind video games, like get into Pro League of Legends. It's really really fun. Honestly, like I'm gonna call it soccer just for you, but I'm a big soccer guy, and I get really hyped for soccer, but I actually get equally as hyped watching a League of Legends game, and I feel like that speaks a lot because I've been to like probably near on like 100 soccer games, maybe not quite, so like a lot of games, right? So like that's how
Wow.
invested I am into it. But yeah, League of Legends just gets me just as hype. So just check it out, especially like World Championships. I feel like that's the best time of year to get into it.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So I'm guessing you don't have like a part-time job or anything like that. It's just kind of you're just doing your studies and you're doing the ASMR on the side.
Yeah, I was in like undergrad I was an RA, which for us is just like you work for the campus and they pay for your like housing and living. So I didn't really have any expenses, and
Okay.
so yeah, I haven't had like a part-time job in like a year or two.
Mm-hmm. It's very. I mean, I didn't have a job when I was studying. I think it's just too stressful. I mean, I say that, but the thing I done was an apprenticeship, so it was like I was actually working full time for the company that was paying for my degree. Like I didn't have any debt,
Yeah.
which was the good part. But I was working kind of full time for them and then doing the degree on top. So like I'd do like a normal, I'd do like a normal 8 hours a day at work. I'd come home and then I'd have to revise for an exam, or
Wow.
I'd have to study for like a test or something or whatever. So that was really difficult, really stressful, because you'd have, especially like as the years went
Yeah, that
on,
would be.
because as more years went on, because it was like a 5-year thing, but like every year at work I would get more responsibility, so it was like the stress of that, and then coming back to the stress of the degree, which again, as it goes on, the harder it gets as well. So it was kind of like at the end, it was a lot. Definitely worth it now, because I don't have any student debt or anything like that, because I didn't need to
Yeah.
take any loans out. But yeah, it was a struggle. Anyway, I always end on this bit for this section. Do you have any tips for anybody watching who might be thinking of starting their own channel or in the process of starting the channel? What would you say to them in terms of ASMR and doing ASMR? What tips would you give them?
I would definitely say don't worry about. I feel like people are just like, I don't have a mic, I don't have a camera, like I can't make, because ASMR is pretty centered around a mic, right?
Yeah.
But like if you think about it, like some of those like the younger kid channels, they don't have mics at all. They use a really cheap camera. I'm assuming their phone, and that's probably their mic as well. And the videos, like it doesn't need to be. It can be lo-fi and low quality, and you're
Mm.
still gonna it's gonna do just as well. So don't worry too much about your equipment, and just
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I've had guests on here that are lo-fi. The one that stands out the most is Evie ASMR. She does a lot of outside videos, and it's just her iPhone. There's no camera. There's no external mic connected to it. It's just the internal mic of the phone, and she's just
Yeah.
outside tapping and scratching on things. Her videos are just really simple. It's just a picture of her like about to scratch on like a plank of wood or something. I don't know. And
Yeah.
and she's got like 70,000-80,000 subscribers and does really, really well with the stuff. So like Aaron said,
Yeah.
it's not all about the equipment for sure. But it's at the end of the day, it's what you want to do, right? If you do want to invest in it, then obviously go for it.
Yeah.
You might be a perfectionist like me. I like to try and be as perfect as possible, but it never comes out that way. I'm just wired that way. But definitely good advice. Yeah, and I guess we're gonna finish on the future, which is always very ominous to say. So I kind of wanted to know is the things that you definitely want to do that you haven't already had the chance to with your videos within the ASMR space. In terms,
Within the ASMR.
yeah, in terms of like, oh, is this like a specific genre or style of video that you haven't had a chance to film yet that you really want to do, or is it just kind of going to be more of the same going forward?
I would say I want to do more. I haven't really. I've done like your classic like role plays of like the medical
You
and
done
like
your
the
cranial
barber
nerve
and stuff
exam,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah. And then I want to do experiment and try more of like GB, like her style of like role plays are very like creates characters and writes scripts. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like a really fun, I think it's a really fun and creative way to make videos. And that's kind of like, that's also like Jisoo's sentiment. He kind of also makes videos with like characters almost. And that's kind of like what I want to eventually like work
Yeah,
towards.
it's like creating your own storyline, right? Do,
Yeah.
but for the most part, I mean, when I think of that, I think of like fantasy role plays. But I don't think you've ever done a fantasy role play. Would that be the type of thing that you would do, or would it kind of be?
Yeah, it would be something similar to that like style of thing where
Yeah,
like you like you like get like props and background, and like you kind of it's like a like its own world type of a thing. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I know you play League, but are you into like fantasy in general, like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, things like that, Star Wars? Are you that type of guy?
Um, I'm a huge like anything with like wizards or like
Mm-hmm.
like Harry Potter and like that type of thing. Yeah,
Okay.
that's more of my vibe, I guess.
So the next question is: have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons before?
I have wait. Oh yes, yes. Actually, that's I just did this last year for the first time. I did it with a couple of friends. Yeah,
What did you think?
I was not that. It was okay. The dungeon master we had wasn't the best
Oh,
at it. I think
that
it was his first time.
okay. That's pivotal to
So
like
yeah,
to in a game though. Like you need a good DM.
yeah. Yeah,
Ah,
he wasn't like he wasn't like allowing much like creativity outside of his storyline. So it was kind of just like the only choices we had was really just like what ability we got to fight with. It wasn't really like any storyline adjustment,
Oh,
which is
okay.
like yeah, so from what I've seen, like that's the fun part about it, is that like you get to kind of actually decide what happens by what you do.
Yeah.
Whereas we didn't really get that
You
option
didn't
with
get
our
that.
dungeon master, but he
Oh,
was he was
okay.
pretty new about it. Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. But I feel like, I mean, I'm a massive D&D fan, and I was actually looking for. I don't know if you see my story, but I posted a story trying to. I wanted to get some like content creators together to actually play an ongoing
Hmm.
game. So if you fancy that, let me know. Um,
Yeah.
the thing is with D&D, it's quite a commitment because normally you play every week, and it's like normally about 3 hours every week.
Hmm.
So for some people, that's quite a big commitment. So I get it. That because there was people that I reached out to that were interested about it, and then when I was like, oh, okay, it's this is how much time it's going to take up, they were like, actually, I can't actually afford to give that time away every week
Yeah.
because it is a big commitment. So, but if you are down, let me know, and we can maybe get something
Are you
sorted
the
out.
dungeon master?
I am not the DM. No,
Oh, okay.
I've never DM'd myself. I've been playing D&D for like 5 years now. Um, I would like to eventually, but it's scary, right? There's a lot of pressure on you. There's so much you need to do as a DM. You
See, if I feel like if I were gonna do it, I would want to be the dungeon master because I feel like you have to be like super like on the spot creative
you
for
do.
like if someone makes like a decision. I'm just like I think that'd be super fun to just be
Im-
like, okay, yeah, let's roll with that.
yeah, you need to be like super good at improv, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. What did you what like? Because obviously with D&D, there's like the official D&D game, and then there's other variations of tabletop role playing games. Did you actually play, like, was it fifth
Hmm.
edition D&D you played? What was it that you played?
Yeah, I believe it was fifth edition. Yeah, we didn't have like it was just.
Did he like pre-build characters for you or something like that? Is how we did it?
Oh yes, yeah, we did that. We did that. Yes.
Okay, I mean, which is, to me, that already says like he's doing it wrong. Like, because I mean, one of the beautiful things I like is creating characters. Whether
Yeah.
it's writing the backstory, whether it's coming up with their appearance, whether it's like the stats, like all of that, I absolutely love. Like I sit there and honestly, I use this website and I must have like 30, 40 pre-made characters just ready to rock. Like they're never going to see the light of day for the most part, but I just love creating them because it's so fun. Um, yeah. So,
That's what we did that for our characters, yeah, and I even, like, drew mine, like, I wanted to, like, have, like, an idea of exactly what it was, yeah.
oh my god, we need to get you on board for sure. We'll have to talk about that after this.
Yeah.
Is there anyone in the community that you'd like really love to collab with? And obviously, you can be as adventurous as you want with this. No holds barred. Anyone who would you love to collab with?
Definitely probably, like, Jisoo would definitely be, like, the dream collab just because I love the style of his videos, like, so much, and I
Sure, that guy.
inspire some of my videos are probably, like, inspired from, like, his style of editing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Like GB as well.
Oh, yeah, of course, but
No,
that's
that's
like
what
a
I'm saying. Like,
dream,
no, this is what I'm saying. Like, don't, like, yeah, don't, yeah. You can do the dream collab. Is that the dream collab, or is there another dream collab?
Yeah, I would love to do one with GB, but I would like to do it like in person, like what she has, like the
Mm-hmm.
other like some of the other ASMR artists do. Like I think that's super. I don't know. It would just be really
Yeah,
wholesome, I guess. Yeah.
yeah. I'm down. I'm down to say that. Yeah. RNX GB. Let's see it. No, I love that. I love asking that question. Do you have any future projects in the works you can talk about? Obviously, you don't need to give spoilers or anything like that, but is there anything coming up that's quite big?
Yeah, I have. I put out part one, but I want to make like this super long, like it's like well, super long, like an hour long movie, basically. But it's like a medical role play, but it's gonna be like an hour long movie where it's like it's super like edited and stuff like that. I kind of put out like a part one already of it, but like I have it was only like 12 minutes of it or so.
Yeah.
So like I want the rest of it. It's just gonna be a really edited like medical role play basically.
Nice. And it's got its
Yeah.
own story that's gonna like continue throughout.
Yeah.
I love it. Is it just you or is it a collab project?
That one's with just me.
Just
Yeah,
you
that's just me.
riding
Yeah. And
solo
then
on
I
that one.
have a
I like it.
yeah. and then of course I for sure I have the collab with Till You Sleep, and then I think I've had a lot of requests to do ASMR in the car
Yes,
because I
that's
do like
a popular
ASMR in
one.
public and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just like, I might as I asked, I don't know if you know Landon ASMR. He's like a younger kid. He's been
No.
blowing up.
Okay.
Oh, he's like a younger. He's like he makes like really lo-fi videos just in his car, and I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna do an ASMR in the car, I'll reach out and see if he wants to do one. And so we've been trying to like work on it. I just haven't had time to film it, but that's gonna
Nice.
be one that's eventually coming out. Yeah,
I like that. I like that.
yeah,
Anything in terms of like doing Patreon, streaming, vlogs? Have you had any thoughts about stuff like that? Because I think you're just doing exclusively YouTube, right? I think you post on TikTok a little bit, but for the most part, it's just
yeah. I
YouTube.
do. I have a Patreon, and I do like
I do have a
videos
page.
where, or I send out like a video each month for the ones that are like Patreons, and then like if it's their first month, they request what the video is. So it's kind of like yeah, it's kind of like exclusive, I guess. And
Mm-hmm.
then I want to start, like, I love the vlog style videos, but I want to like get a little bit like bigger before I do that
Yeah,
because it's going to be a lot of time invested into it and
for
stuff
sure.
like that. But I've been really, really wanting to do like Twitch streaming for like League of Legends, like so
I'll
badly.
join. I'll join in.
But
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
there.
I, I'm not, I'm like pretty new to Twitch though, other than just watching people like play League of Legends. So I'm not that, I don't know how to do it
Oh,
yet,
if you
but
need
I
any help,
imagine
let
it's
me
not
know.
too difficult. Yeah.
No, it's just one of them things where you just have to watch a couple of YouTube videos to know how to do some things. It's one of that. It's
Yeah.
pretty straightforward once you watch a couple of videos. I started a couple of months ago now, and it wasn't anything I was trying to drive for like popularity. It was kind of just like I want to play these games. I've always wanted to stream. I want to get closer to my community a
Hmm.
little bit more, and it was like them three things just came together, and I've had so much fun.
Yeah.
We played Pokemon, play a Pokemon playthrough the first time, and I just finished a playthrough of a game called Life is Strange. It's just such a wholesome game, like real to life,
Yeah.
lots of emotion. Like I love that type of thing. And cried a lot on stream. Cried for the first time on stream with that game. It's so
Ah,
sad. But yeah, for the most part, I had lots of fun with it, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Hey, will you just do gaming
yeah.
on there, or you do a bit of ASMR as well?
I'll probably, I don't imagine, or I've never like had the plan to do ASMR on it as well because I feel like if I want to, I kind of want to keep them a little bit separate,
Right.
and I want to make that kind of apparent as well, like with the, like my subscribers on my like ASMR YouTube channel. Like
Yeah,
I want to like shout the channel out, obviously, but I want to make sure that they know that like it's going to be almost a completely separate thing to kind of like give me a break away from like ASMR as well,
I get it.
just kind of more relaxed. Yeah,
Yeah, because I mean, for me, it was a decision like, oh, do I stream on YouTube or do I stream on Twitch? And I was like, well, I'm not going to do actual ASMR. So then it was easy for me because I was like, okay, I'll do it on Twitch because it's a completely separate platform, and I am
yeah,
not doing ASMR. If I was going to stream ASMR, I would probably just do it on YouTube because it would make more sense.
yeah.
So I definitely get that. Um, yeah, I think you've got your head screwed on about everything. It's probably just hard for you at the minute with obviously your studies as well. It's just trying to balance all that, right?
Yeah, there's a lot to yeah figure out time schedule and all that stuff, and I'm really bad about like following a schedule. So no matter, I love making them, but I'm so bad at following them.
Yeah, like I feel that. I feel that. And I guess the final question is, you know, for you, what are the ultimate goals of the channel? If someone offered you the chance to be, a full-time creator, sustainable financially and all that jazz, would you take that? Would that be the ideal future for you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm still kind of like that's kind of still the goal for it is it's like I have 3 years of grad school for PT and like that job's gonna like be leave me pretty well off regardless. But it's kind of funny telling people that yeah, that's my backup. Like I would like YouTube to be like the idea, but I wanna like I feel like in 3 years, like that I'll get the idea of if it's gonna be sustainable or not by
Yeah,
then.
I think that's sensible. It's like, and there's no pressure on
Yeah.
yourself as well because you've got them years, you've got them 3 years to play with.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, I need to finish this first before I kind of make a decision about things. So I love that for you. I wish you the best, and I know you'll do well because you've done well so far. So yeah, and that's basically where we're gonna wrap it up today. Um, I guess take this opportunity to say thank you for coming on and being an awesome guest. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's actually really fun.
Yeah, I love filming these. And for those of you guys that are still watching that weren't familiar with Aaron before today, make sure you check out the video description and the pinned comment, because it'll have the links to his channel and all his social media pages in there, so you don't miss out on all that jazz. This podcast is also available in audio only form on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all the other great podcasting platforms. So you won't miss out on those. This episode, or basically the way I do it is the new episode comes out on YouTube, and then the following Tuesday, that same episode will be available in audio only form on that day. So 6 days after the YouTube video, basically, because I kind of still want people to watch the actual live thing with the video. But I also wanted people to have that opportunity to still listen to it on the go, because I know it's a bit more digestible for people doing that. So yeah, if you enjoyed this podcast and you want to see more, please hit that like button. Comment down below what you thought. If you have any questions for Aaron, please leave them down below. I can't guarantee that I'll answer them, but it would help if you did. If you have any feedback for me as a host, that's also great. And subscribe if you're not subscribed, so you don't miss out on future podcast episodes. And I also do normal ASMR videos every single week as well, so you won't miss out on those. Make sure you click that bell icon and select all to get a notification every time a new podcast episode and a new ASMR video goes live. But this has been episode 17 of the Wiretap Whisper Podcast. You've been a great audience, and Aaron has been a great guest, and I thank you so much. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.